All right, David. So thank you very much for coming on, mate.
No
All good?
problem, mate. Yes, not too bad. How are we?
Super, mate. All good. So, look, the purpose of this is obviously you've come in, you reached out to me around about 5, 6 months ago for a little bit of help, and we just want to sort of get across, right? I just want to get across to anybody that might be watching this the power of reaching out. Once you reach out, that's when the magic happens. And to think that you're in a position maybe 5 months ago where you were in a sort of a rut where you didn't want to reach out, you were scared to reach out, then you did reach out. We want to just talk about the experiences and talk about sort of everything that's been done in the last 4 or 5 months. Because, mate, you've an inspirational story over the last 5 months, how you've dramatically changed your life, and I really do thank you for that. So yeah, thank you for coming on, mate. So if we go back 4 or 5 months ago, we're going to go into what the text said in a bit. We'll not talk about that, but what were you feeling like 4 or 5 months ago? I think it was 5 months ago, if Maz is right. How were you?
Oh, mate, that was just absolutely shite. Pardon the language.
Sorry, let it flow, mate. Let it flow.
Let it flow. No, I was just feeling the worst in the world, like, to be honest. Feeling
Yeah,
so down, depressed,
yeah,
and just wanted to change something. And that's where reaching out to you came.
definitely, mate. And those are powerful words, like down, depressed, and to think that probably there's going to be people watching this who can relate. Lads especially that are feeling shite, they're feeling depressed, they're feeling down, but
Yeah,
they're scared to reach out. And this isn't me saying that everybody needs to get a PT or everybody needs to get a coach, but it's just simply reaching out and telling somebody that you're not feeling okay, because then that's when you can get a little bit of help.
yeah.
And you done that, which is phenomenal. And once you done that, what changed for you?
Everything, literally everything. Um, right now, like, I feel my best that I've ever felt, like, physically and mentally. And I remember when we first started, you says, mate, in such and such amount of weeks, months, you're gonna look back at now and be like, I was a completely different person. And you were right,
Yeah.
big time.
Definitely, mate. And I think, like, the reason I say that to you, because I've been in that position myself. I know what it's like to reach out. It's daunting. You're almost like, am I doing the right thing here? Especially when it's a PT, you're obviously paying a PT money. You're like, am I paying the right
Yeah,
money? Is it going to work out? And you've got that sort of doubt, but that's all just like, that's just your comfort bringing you back in. And, we chat about this all the time. You just step outside your comfort zone to make changes, to um, do things a little bit scary, a little bit, and that's when the magic happens. And to say that you don't recognize yourself and you're a different man is definitely true, mate. So what I'm going to do now
100%.
is I'm going to actually share my screen here, because I've something that I'm going to share with everybody. Anybody watching this is going to find it truly amazing, really amazing. And of course, David, I'm sure you've seen these before anyway. Maybe not in the bit, to be fair though. All right, so look, I'm gonna run through the text, the big moment, the big reaching out. I can almost imagine you sitting, David, going through the text, and that's the way I would be, mate. That's the way I would be. And another funny thing about this, see, once I was looking at this text, I'm scrolling through our messages. The last message I had with you before that was me in 2018 texting you saying, any
That's over a list.
any GONC must mean chance of a LOFT. Like 10 to 4 on a Sunday morning. So I'm sure I was in some shape. But anyway, that just made me laugh. So look, guess what you said. 11th of November 2020. All right, mate. I was wondering if you could give me some advice. I've been really thinking about getting a PT, starting a gym and changing my lifestyle. But I've always been stuck in the mindset that I care what other people would think of me, and that I would struggle with the process of everything. Any tips on getting out of that sort of mindset? Cheers. And I think there was a thumb off that, but I couldn't get the emojis in. So, look, reading that back, what do you think, mate? What's your initial thoughts?
I remember the morning texting you that I was so nervous, like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
looking back, I'm so glad that I went through that because I remember I had COVID at the time,
right,
and the first week I had COVID, I was in such a bad rut. Was eating unhealthy, staying up all night playing the PlayStation, just like a big slob. And then the second week of the isolation, like I only had to isolate for 12 days, but work made me isolate for the 14. So once the 12 was done, I started going out in wee short walks. You told me to maybe go out on a walk to see if it would change how I felt any happier, and went on a few big walks every morning, 6 o'clock, and felt unbelievable. So that's when it started becoming a routine.
Definitely, mate. And the word that lads I hear, we all say it, is rut. We always find ourselves in these ruts. And once we realise though that it is only a rut, like we can come over it, and it's not the end of the world. Once we're feeling like that, it's not the end of the world. But once you're in a rut, it does feel like it's the end of the world. It feels like you're never gonna feel good again. It feels like you're never gonna look at yourself and be like, I feel happy with how I'm looking. It feels like you're never gonna have that buzz of everyday life about you. It feels like you're not going to have that, but the reality is it's just a rut. And like if anybody's watching this and they're in a rut, you're going to see how it can change by David's story, and you probably already recognize, he's buzzing, he's smashing workouts, he's smashing everyday life, and he's done brilliant. But looking at this message, like you said, it was clear that you were nervous. You didn't know what I would think. You wanted to make sure that it was written out well and that everything was going to go okay, because you were nervous, mate. You were nervous, and you reached out, and that's when the magic happened. The big thing that you started doing was exercising. Straight away was exercising, and I always say that if you're ever feeling a little bit of if you're ever feeling a bad mood or you're ever feeling down, just go for a walk, put the headphones in, put your music in, go for a walk, go for a run, and I guarantee you'll feel better after. Literally, mate. So look, this is the really interesting part, which I want to show everybody. Anybody who's watching this back, I don't know if you're watching it, listening, either way, if you're watching this, look at these photos. So this was 4 weeks in. 4 weeks in, you've got the photo on the left. This was a guy who was scared to reach out. He was worried about what was going on. He was worried about what other people think. He was depressed. He was feeling like shit. And this is a guy 4 weeks later, fresh haircut, fresh trim, looking like a new man, new pair of shorts on, absolutely loving it. David, what do you feel like looking at that? I'm sure that's a proud moment.
I remember the day we took them pictures, and the first day I was absolutely drenched in sweat.
Yeah, definitely, mate. That first day. The thing is, like the first photo, you can tell you were like, anxious about. You're anxious about the photo, and you can even see your posture there. Your posture slouched over.
That's one thing we talked about a lot about them pictures, the posture.
Yeah, we spoke about this a lot, and the thing is, like, if you're stressed out or if you're worried, it goes to your neck. It goes to your neck. I don't know why. I mean, I have no idea, but it goes to your neck. So that's why you always see people, like if you said to somebody, if you close your eyes and said, picture someone standing in front of me who's depressed, you're going to go like that. You're going to imagine they're standing over, they maybe haven't got a bit of a haircut, whatever it might be, and they're going to be slouched over. And that's not me having, a stereotype of people who are depressed. Anybody could be depressed, but that's the sort of picture you get in your head, because you do find that people who are sad are slouched over, who are a wee bit worried about things are slouched over. And to think that, like, you've almost just got yourself straightened out here. like literally, mate, it's quality. Like I always say to you, forget about the weight loss. You've done phenomenal. Like you lost around about a stone. I think it was just under a stone. But instead of putting 11.3 pounds down of his age says stone. Either way, you've lost about a stone there, which is crazy. Like that makes a dramatic change in your attitude towards everything. But if you could look back on this photo, and if you could say that, if anybody's watching this over them 4 weeks, what was the biggest thing that happened to you? What was the biggest change? What did you do the most?
The biggest change, probably the eating.
Yeah.
The eating healthier and like certain meals instead of snacking all the time. Like I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and fruit for a snack instead of 2 packets of Monster Munch.
Yeah, but it makes a dramatic change. And do you think that before was that something that was new to you in terms of eating a bit better? Have you ever tried it before, or was it brand new?
I mean, I've tried eating healthier, but it's never stuck. But when I got in the way of how much protein I need to have, how much like everything else, that's when it started sticking, and I have never actually came out of it since it started.
Yeah, See, the reason I asked you that was, asking you if you've ever done it before. It wasn't to like put you down and say you've never had healthy, but it's literally that text that you text me has changed your life. Like literally, mate, like that
Yeah,
one text has changed your life. And this isn't blowing smoke up my own hole. It's not like you could have texted anybody, but you reached out, and that's what all that matters. You reached out, you text the coach who helped you. And if you didn't make that one text, that one moment, because you could have easily typed it out and just hit, nah, I'm not going to do this. And
yeah,
you wouldn't have made a change. You wouldn't have changed your dad. You wouldn't have, felt like you're on top of the world, which is crazy, mate. And like, to just want to really dial it in that once you reach out, it's just send the text. It's when the magic happens. It really is, mate. So I'm going to go on to the next photo here, which is more recent, which is crazy. There we go, about 20 weeks in. I think this was about 4 months in, roughly, and maybe just over that. Mate, what do you think about that?
great. Lately I've been listening. Remember I was telling you I was listening to that audiobook.
Yeah.
Like 20 weeks in, it might sound long to people, but one thing your man James Smith said, he says 20 miles an hour in the right direction is better than 120 in the wrong direction. And that's where I look back and think I'm taking it at my own pace. I might not be losing weight here, there, every single week, but like I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, you know that analogy is quality. You'd rather go 20 miles on the right way than 120 miles the wrong way. Like, to think about the thing is, like, them photos are crazy. Like, they're unbelievable. Like, and I think it's kind of hard. Like, for you sitting there, it's hard to say, "Oh, I'm looking great." It's just not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say you're looking phenomenal, mate. You've done really, really well. You've dropped crazy amount of weight. And the thing that I always say to you, it's that you're happier and you are
Yeah,
healthier. Like, I keep on saying it and saying it and saying it. You're happier, healthier, and the weight loss is just a plus. Literally, mate,
yeah,
it's just a plus. Of course, you feel happier, you feel healthier because you've lost weight. Obviously, of course, but you've done so much more. Like that first photo, look at the left where we're no smile on us, not smiling. And the second one, we've got a big cheesy smile on us, but says everything. If I had to ask you in that first one, put your arms up like this and smile, I think you would have told you know what I mean?
never
You would have told me where to go.
get
So
the
that,
bingo wings out.
yeah, quality, like, without going into detail about, everything that we've done, but we've just kept it really, really simple in terms of like just looking at your dad, cutting it down, and what you said you could have went 100 miles, 20 miles an hour. You see people doing these mad dads and they lose a crazy amount of weight in a short amount of time, but it never lasts. It never lasts.
Yeah,
And with you, it was a lifestyle change. That's what it was all about. It's a lifestyle change. So it wasn't something we do for a week, and it wasn't something to do for even 12 weeks. I think initially you signed up for a 12-week program. We're here in 20 weeks in. You continue to grow. You continue wanting to change, and I love that, mate. I love that about you. I really, really do. So I'm just going to close this slide, which is absolutely phenomenal, mate. It really is. But I'm going to get it up just so it's just me and you again. So, mate, look, what do you think? Looking at them photos, we've chatted about them, but just give me a little bit of a summary. You're now probably about 24 weeks in to that first photo. Right now, what's changed? What's been the biggest change? How are you feeling compared to them?
I'm 100% more confident in myself. Like lately, I would have never uploaded a picture on Facebook or Instagram on myself, and there would always have to be someone in the picture with me to make me feel good. And now I would upload one or two by myself and feeling far happier. And that's all because I reached out months and months ago. Like I would have never done that if I didn't reach out.
Mate, literally. And I've noticed that myself. I've noticed you even posting, but not crazy posts, but posting every so
Yeah,
often, which I
yeah,
love to, which I love to see. And every photo, I was actually seeing that you're smiling. You've got a big smile on your face. That's like that means everything to me. It really does. I'm being serious. That means everything to me. And again, I'll go back to it. You said it. If you hadn't reached out, that wouldn't have happened. And something so simple like that, putting photos up on social media of yourself rather than having somebody else in it, can make a dramatic change in your mindset. Well, sorry, it proves that there's been a dramatic change in your mindset and your confidence about yourself, mate, which is crazy. It really is, mate. And, that person which was 24 weeks ago, do you think that person would have ever visualized himself being like this now?
No, never.
And again, I'm going to rant it again. If you hadn't reached out, that wouldn't have happened, mate. It's just crazy.
Nope.
And I haven't taken my hat off to you. I really do, because a lot of people don't reach out. And when I first reached out, it took me a while. Like, it did take me a while. And now, if I'm ever stuck, I'm just texting somebody. Like,
Yeah.
literally, like, if I need anything, I'm just, give me a help. I need it. Because, like I said, you don't reach out, you don't ask for help, it's not going to happen. So, look, what advice would you give to somebody who's in the same position that you were in 24 weeks ago, 5 months ago? What advice would you give to somebody?
Don't be scared. Don't be nervous. You might seem nervous at first, but as Tyler said at the start of this video, let your nerves come, and it excites you to get going and start something new. Come out of your comfort zone. You're not going to get anywhere else if you don't. If you're starting a new business or something, you're not going to just sit there and do what you know best. You're going to come out of your comfort zone and better yourself. So keep doing that.
Crazy, mate. Love that. Absolutely love that. And, when you were talking about that, I was just thinking, this is a guy who 5 months ago was scared, depressed, and now you're saying things like that, which is phenomenal, mate. And that's all a credit to you. It really, really is. So just want to touch on something you said there, which was, people that are in that position might be feeling a little bit scared, a little bit anxious. Is there any advice that you could give them on how to channel that? So if someone's sitting there right now and they are feeling really scared to reach out, and they are feeling really scared to even just do the small things, is there any advice you would give them just to sort of get over that? Is it a case of just saying, just sort of have to get the head down and get it done? Or is there anything you've done to sort of pep yourself up? Or, yeah.
Talk to people that you trust about it.
Love it.
Go through it with them, see what they think. If they think, yeah, go for it, then why not? Or even, I would usually do something that makes me feel happy, and then whenever I'm feeling happy, I make the decision then.
Class, mate. Class. So that was a really good answer. Speak to people you know. Speak to people you trust, because sometimes it can be daunting. I would say I'm pretty approachable. I am pretty approachable. I know I am, but
Yeah.
it can be pretty daunting to reach out to a coach. I'm not saying you're going to reach out to me, but say there's somebody watching this who feels like they're going to reach out to the coach. You might have somebody who they want to reach out to, but that might just seem like a little bit much. So you answer it perfect, mate. Really good answer. Just chat to somebody close to you. Chat to your mum, chat to your brother, chat to your sister, chat to your best friend. And another thing you said there is just do something you enjoy. Go do something you enjoy, and you'll feel a lot better, which means you're more in the flow of things. To just sort of get over whatever it is, and maybe just make that decision that can change your life, which is absolutely, it's crazy, mate. Look, I know there's going to be a lot of people right now that have got a little bit of, what's the word, like they want to know how you done it. So they want to know what's been the secret. What's been the secret? Is there been a secret, or what's been the one key factor in your the success so far?
The key factor.
Key factor.
Don't give up. That's the one key factor, because I remember there's been 1 or 2 or 3 times where I felt like this is over me now. Like, I remember sometimes I looked back at the pictures and was like, oh, I've done quite well. Do I give up now, or do I keep going? And then I decided to keep on going. Sometimes I felt depressed. Like, I remember me and you went out on a walk one day, and I was explaining how I felt, and this is when I was doing quite well. And I just, yourself, I wanted to give up at that stage. And when you went on the walk, it changed my mind. Then went in another program and stuck at it hard, and then that's where I got even better results than before. Yeah. So don't give up, yeah.
Mate, like, don't give up. It's determination. It's consistency and it's patience. But what you said there is, I would just like to reiterate, like, everybody has bad days. I have bad days. You have bad days, or you have bad thoughts, or whatever it might be. But it's all about not giving up. It really is. So those days when you had those sort of the bad days, what was the factor that kept you driving on?
Just looking back, and I didn't want to be in the position I was before.
Never.
I wanted to better myself and move on. There's no sense looking back in the past and be like, oh, I want to be back there, or I don't want to be back there. You just have to keep on driving.
Mate, literally, the fact that you've made such good progress, and that's something for you to be like, you don't want to go back to that place. And I think that everybody has that inside them. Everybody has that drive. Okay, fair enough. Everybody might not have that progress, but everybody has that drive. I feel like everyone has a drive to want to be better. I don't know anybody, I haven't met anybody that does want to be better in something. Like, we all do things to make us feel better. And exercising is a huge factor of that. It really is. So on those days where, like, you were feeling a little bit down, and you could have quite easily threw a towel in, like you said, but you didn't, and you got back on. Once you were back on track and you were back into the swing of things the next day, how did you feel? Did you feel good that you didn't make the decision just to throw a towel in, or you didn't make the decision to, let's be honest, even if you take a full 2 days off and get back on track, it's not going to make a difference. But there might be people here who have watched this and they haven't done anything for the past week, or they haven't done anything for the past 3 days, and they feel like crap. What would be your advice to them to sort of get back on track? How did you feel like after? Because that comparison can really help someone.
Yeah, even better. Like, you see, once you have a few days off, you're gonna feel sluggish getting into it. But see, once you do the exercise, brilliant feeling. Always eating the good food and all, even better.
Yeah. So it's just like, I would say that comparison from those days where you feel bad and then getting back on track, like, that is literally from here to here. You know what I mean? Here is you're feeling obviously low, and bang, you're feeling good again. And you sometimes need that, I think. I think sometimes you need that. And you're always going to get days like that. You always are. And something that you said there, and something that I always do, is just start off by something small. And like you said, you're going to start off by feeling a bit sluggish. So if you're watching this right now, you haven't done anything in maybe 2 years, you haven't done anything in a week, just start off by doing something small. I love walking. Like I said, just start by walking. Get out for a walk, and I guarantee it'll help. And it's like a snowball. Starts off small and gets bigger and gets bigger. Start off with a walk. Next thing you know, you're maybe doing a workout. Next thing you know, maybe doing 2 workouts in a week. Next thing you know, you're doing 3. You're tracking your calories, and you're in the swing of things. And that's where your progress is key, mate. Consistency, mate. Honestly, I've loved working with you. I've loved chatting with you today, and this is really an inspirational story. The fact that this all came from one text, and I've chatted about it, said it so many times. The power of reaching out is phenomenal. Once you reach out, that's where the magic happens. So, David, thank you for coming on. I mean, is there anything that you would like to say? Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody to sort of, finish off the conversation?
Just, if you're thinking about starting something new, get your courage up and reach out for help of someone you trust, like maybe a PT like Tyler. Just give him a text and say, any chance that you could talk me through a few things, or can jump on a phone call, go through it, or even just talk to someone in your family, see what you think.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. I love that advice. It's just about reaching out, like literally reaching out, asking for help, because that can happen. And David, thank you very much. What you've said here is truly inspirational. I know that people is going to take a lot from this, so thank you for coming on, mate. I really do appreciate it. And if anyone's got any inquiries about, how they can sort of get out that route, you can drop me a text, or even drop David a text. But look, watch this video, and if there's any questions, drop me a text. Thank you very much. And yeah, I will chat to you all very, very soon.